Okay, welcome back to another video, and today we're doing one of the ultimate Star Wars tier lists. That's right, I'm doing all the games, shows, and movies. This is gonna be fun. Now, video game wise, I think we're first off gonna have to do two things. First of all, we're gonna have to leave all the Battlefronts, Knights of the Old Republic, Jedi Academy. Yeah, we're just gonna have to go through here and go through the stuff I haven't watched. Like, I haven't watched these yet. I haven't watched, these Ewok spin-off movies, so I don't know how to rank them, so of course, I can't rank them. I will watch them later, and I will rank them. I'll come back and rank them.
One eternity later.
I think that's it. So we have this much to work with. We have this much to work with, which is quite a bit. So let's start out with, of course, our D tier. Okay, we're gonna work from the bottom up. D tier. Didn't want to move that. Of course, we have to go Star Wars Resistance. Yeah. Okay. Wait, where'd it go? Shoot, where'd it go? Oh. Yeah, Star Wars Resistance. D tier. It's just too kid-like. It's just too cartoony and kid-like. There doesn't seem to be any important things going on in this one show. I wish I could zoom on it, but I can't. There's nothing important going on in it. There's nothing important established. There might be. I wouldn't know. I stopped, like, after the third episode. Something else we have to put in our D tier here. Oh, boy. Is also The Last Jedi? Oh, shoot. Yeah, there. Is The Last Jedi. This is going to be kind of hard because I'm doing this on a phone and I want to do it like full ratio. Yeah, The Last Jedi also is kind of the weaker Star Wars films. My opinion on the Star Wars films isn't that strong. Well, yes, I like them, but how I would describe them is kind of hard. But this one I would describe as unimportant. There are some good parts I remember. It does have some good parts, I will give it that. Like, that fight with Rey and Kylo Ren against the Praetorian Guards, the Supreme Leaders to Praetorian Guards. That was fun. That was a fun scene to watch. But everything else about this movie, Rose, it introduces Rose. I don't find her a good character. She's But yeah, that's where I'm putting that. Also, they screwed up Luke. They totally screwed up Luke. That's just a disgrace to Luke Skywalker as a character. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about The Last Jedi. Moving on to let's find something else here. What else is gonna go in our D tier? Obi-Wan. Work its way out here. There. Yeah, Obi-Wan. Rewatching it, it's Rewatching the show, it's pretty Rewatching the show is pretty I don't really remember much of it since I rewatched it like a month ago. But yeah, there's not really much to remember. except the fights with Obi-Wan and Vader. Those were pretty nice. I think what happened to Reva, the third sister, after the show ends is kind of odd. Like, Also, yeah, on the topic of Reva, she's kinda a roller coaster of character development. As in, it's hardly there, but it's all over the place. If you catch my point, I don't really know if I'm describing that right. But her development's kind of all over the place. The flashbacks were kind of good, but I don't remember the flashbacks that much. So yeah, Obi-Wan, D tier. That's all I have to say for it. And with that, I think that rounds out our D tier. So moving up to our C tier, we're going Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, Book of Boba Fett. C tier. I mean, it was good. The flashbacks were okay. The flashbacks were good and okay. I feel like halfway through the show, it just becomes Mandalorian season 2.5. So that wasn't fun. I mean, the Bad Batch was kind of also made to be Clone Wars season 8, but we'll get to the Bad Batch later. Yeah, Boba Fett. It's I kind of don't remember much of it, but like some of the good parts I can tell you about was that fight at the end. I thought that was pretty good. But I also don't like it because of that dang cliffhanger at the end. I am not a fan of cliffhangers. It's just not my thing. Like, what happened to Cad Bane afterward? I don't know. I know for a fact he's probably not dead because Cad Bane's such a prominent character in these shows. Well, some of them that, like, just killing off such a cool character like that would just be not cool. So I hope he's not dead at least. So yeah, Boba Fett C tier. That's all I can say about that. What else can we put in C tier? Rise of Skywalker. Put Rise of Skywalker in C tier. If I can move it there, yeah. And put it above Boba Fett. There. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. Rise of Skywalker. C tier. Yeah. Most of this movie is pretty much filler. Like, there's not pretty much the pacing of this movie is, I don't really remember the pacing of this movie, but it's there. It's okay. Not really the best. First of all, elephant in the room here. Rey being a Skywalker while taking on the name Skywalker. Dumbest decision ever. Okay. In my mind, she could have brought something good to the name Palpatine and kind of restored it. Even though that might take a while, given what her grandfather apparently did, like, I don't know how many freaking times. And yeah, like, Rey trying to fix Palpatine's mistakes, well, not really mistakes, let's just say it, war crimes. Let's just say it, Palpatine's a war criminal. Is gonna be hard, but I believe, like, it could have been done. Like, make her less of a Mary Sue, which it's kind of hard because she's kind of a Mary Sue throughout the entire sequel trilogy. And yeah, that was a big mistake having her take on the name Skywalker. But I'm not gonna put it in the D tier because I think the action is a little better. I like it a little better than Last Jedi. I do like the fact that they brought in Uchi Bastoon as like and for those who don't know, he's from the one of the Darth Vader comic series. But yeah, bringing him back and also solidifying his death apparently pretty decent. I kind of enjoyed they brought him in. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Rise of Skywalker. Oh, and the last fight was kind of good. I'm just saying that. The last fight, the Battle of Exegol, that was a pretty fun scene to watch. That's what kind of puts it in C tier. Kind of middle of the barrel. Well, not really middle of the barrel, but not toward the bottom of the barrel. Or toward the unknown section of the barrel. What else can I put in C tier? I haven't put any of the games in. What else here wasn't really the best? The Clone Wars movie. There we go. That's There we go. Clone Wars movie. Put it at the bottom of the C tier because it's not too bad. Yeah. Bottom of the C tier here. Yeah, the Clone Wars movie isn't really the best. I mean, it was the beginning of the Clone Wars, which would become great, and we'll get to where it stands in this list later on. But yeah, Clone Wars movie, it's just, I mean, it's not bad. By no means it's not bad, but it's just kind of forgettable. I mean, it does have a place somewhere in the Clone Wars timeline, which the Clone Wars timeline, if you didn't know, is very hard to map because of its being an anthology. So, like, up to season 3 or 4, some events are more scattered than others. But the Clone Wars movie isn't really the best. It does introduce Ahsoka, which she would later go on to become a fan favorite. It in this part of the movie, she's at this part of her stage, at the beginning of her stage of her character, she's just not fun. She's too whiny. Too whiny. That's what I'm gonna put her at. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna give for Clone Wars. Put it back where I had it. Solo. Yeah. Put Solo up there. Solo is also pretty C tier. Yeah, I don't remember much of it, but like, I kind of never really understood it. I mean, we do get a live action Darth Maul, which is good. Put it above Boba Fett, but it's not really my favorite. By no means my favorite. I mean, it does do some good things, like explain how exactly Han got the Falcon and how he met Chewbacca. But other than that, the rest of this movie is kind of forgettable. So yeah, that's where I'm putting Solo. I think there's something else I want to put in here. There's something else I wanted to put in here. What was it? Oh yeah, The Force Awakens. Put it up. Force Awakens, put it right after Boba Fett. Actually, put Boba Fett right here. There. Yeah, Force Awakens. Not the best. It's okay. Actually, since it's like my favorite, I mean, of all the sequel trilogy, this movie is probably my favorite. Oh shoot, I accidentally moved that. This one's probably my favorite out of all the sequel trilogy. For the sole reason that it's not entirely terrible. Actually, no, I think that's where I'm going to round out the C tier and I'm going to put it in B tier. It's okay. Okay, it's alright. It's alright. I've enjoyed it. I feel like Han Solo's death could have been done a little better. Like, the only people we really see cry about it is the people that literally met him. Well, actually, I correct you. The only people we see cry about is, of course, Chewbacca, and I understand for Chewbacca. But why the people who they met, like, 5 hours ago? Like, what? Like, I swear, Finn and Rey only knew Han for, like, what, 5 hours at that point? And they were crying over his death. It just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense. But the rest of this movie is more of a soft reboot of A New Hope. We got character from a desert planet, is given a lightsaber that was once wielded by the first trilogy's protagonist. There's a planet. There's planets getting destroyed. There's the guy they met literally a few hours ago getting killed by the main villain. So yeah, this is pretty much a soft reboot of A New Hope. Yeah, it's pretty okay. I mean, that's my opinion. Please do not hate me down in the comments for putting this high. But yeah. What else here can I put in B tier? Star Wars Visions. There we go. Star Wars Visions is going up into the B tier, but above Force Awakens. Yeah, so Star Wars Visions, it's okay. It's very good. Now, me, I'm not much of an anime guy. I watched, like, I used to be into Beyblade and Pokemon, but other than that, and watching the first 9 episodes of Naruto, I've never been big into anime. It's just never been my thing. And, I mean, I understand it's your thing. Hey, you like what you want to like, but Star Wars Visions was pretty good. Now, I haven't watched all of the second volume, but it was pretty good, especially with the more mixed animation styles, other than it just being anime. There was, like, claymation, a similar art style, that one episode that has similar art style to, like, the Into the Spider-Verse movies. Yeah, that one episode. But I haven't watched all of the first volume or even the second volume. I never finished the last episode of the first volume, and I never finished the second volume. And give me a second.
One eternity later.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. My dog needed something. I need to give my dog some food. Yeah, but Star Wars Visions, it's alright. Yeah, it's alright. But I have really nothing else to say. Actually, yeah, I do. The first episode was pretty epic. I liked the first episode. And hi, doggy. Sorry, my dog just came into my room. The first episode was pretty good, and other than that, that's really all I have to give to Star Wars Visions. It was pretty good. What else here can I put in the B tier? B tier. Rogue One. Rogue One is also a B tier. Actually, you know what? No. We'll put Rogue One somewhere else later. I wouldn't really put it in. Actually, no, yeah, put it in B tier. I was thinking about putting it in A tier, but yeah, it's B tier. Rogue One's pretty good. I liked Rogue One. Probably like the best Disney produced movie. It was the best Disney produced movie. So that's pretty good, given how Disney made all these other movies. Well, these other movies. But yeah, a Rogue One was pretty good. I liked it. Yeah. Yeah, what else can I say about one? It's great. Yeah, it introduces Cassian Andor, which we'll talk about his show later. We'll talk about his show a little later. But Rogue One was good. It was pretty epic. My only gripe I can give about this is that if you're a fan of another franchise, which I'll reveal in just like a second, you realize that it's just an entry from that franchise, but before Rogue One was released. Now, what I'm saying is, Rogue One is like Halo Reach, but is like Halo Reach. The story is exactly the same as Halo Reach, but it does it pretty well. Both games tackle the story that they're trying to tell pretty well. Of course, the story of Rogue One is a group of 6 people. Yeah, 6 people trying to get something that would play a big role in the first century of the franchise, and they all die in the end. That's good. But Rogue One does it really well as well. It reintroduces Saw Gerrera and gives us a little entry on his death. And I gotta say, I'm pretty satisfied on how they ended Saw's character at Rogue One on Jedha. And that was pretty good. That was pretty fun. I'm stumbling with my words here. What else can I give about this? It's good. Krennic. I think Krennic's a cool character. I wish we could see a little more than him, other than that little cameo in the Bad Batch. I wish we could see a little more of him. And that's blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about Rogue One. Very great. Oh shoot, where did I have this there? A very great entry, and I enjoy it. And I will watch it anytime. That's what I gotta say. It's really great. I'll watch it anytime. What else are you gonna put in the B tier? I think the B tier is probably gonna be our most packed. Force Unleashed. Yeah, Force Unleashed, B tier. Right there. Force Unleashed was actually no. What else can I put in the B tier? Put that somewhere for later. Well, not right there, but somewhere later. What else here is gonna be B tier? Oh, entry for the C tier. Late entry for the C tier. Is gonna be Attack of the Clones. But put it like right there. It's just cringy. I mean, it introduces the clones as a character, and the action of it's pretty good, but one of the main driving points of this movie is Anakin and Padme's relationship beginning to build up. And at the beginning of it, it's just super cringy. It's just really funny, but really cringy to watch. But the rest of it's okay. But yeah, it's not my favorite of the prequel trilogy. Where did I have? I have it at C tier, right? B tier. We're gonna put the Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace, also B tier. It's a great movie. I wish it introduces Qui-Gon Jinn, and he's one of my favorite characters. I wish we get to see more of him because, first of all, Liam Neeson, and second of all, he's just a very interesting character. He's very interesting, and everything really, and I wish we could see more of him. Like, I want him to get his own spinoff, basically. I know a lot of characters should get their own spinoff, and some characters are getting their own spinoff. But, yeah. Qui-Gon Jinn should get his own spinoff because he's interesting. And I can't really describe how I see him as interesting. He's just like, the way he talks and his willingness to just defy the council is pretty interesting, especially if he's training Obi-Wan, who is someone who really wouldn't deny the council's orders. Sorry, paying my dog. But yeah. The fight with Darth Maul, it introduces Darth Maul, another great character that we get to see a lot of, and he really just becomes a very interesting character after A Phantom Menace. It introduces a lot of characters that would go on to be great characters like Anakin and Padme, and the pod racing scene, of course, very iconic, very fun scene to watch. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Phantom Menace. Oof. Cracked my neck. Lego Star Wars 3 also B tier. It's very fun in its gameplay. I liked how they made this is like different from most Lego games. Instead of being based on a movie or having its own story, it's based off a show, and all the levels are episodes of the show. And it's very fun, especially with the different types of games, like gameplay. You have like your standard Lego mission. You have your standard Lego game level. I'm gonna put it after Visions. Wow. You have your standard level, but then you also have what I like to call the Monopoly or the Tycoon parts, where like you're building structures, taking out enemy structures, and just repeating that until the enemy is defeated or your objective is complete. And that was very interesting. The space missions. I feel this game has the worst space missions. They're just not as fun as, say, the other ones. Say the ones in Lego Force Awakens or Lego Skywalker Saga or even the Complete Saga. They aren't as fun, just given how it's just a little side scrolling to one platform to the other. That's what you're doing. You're just going to platforms and doing stuff. And the ship isn't really brought into play much. You actually fighting in the ship, other than just using it as a means to get to the place to the platform. So yeah. But it's really fun. I really like how they did the levels, and that it's a really fun game. Anything else here I should put in the B tier? No. Actually, yeah, New Hope. Actually, yeah, New Hope. New Hope, put it like right about here. There we go. New Hope, yeah. It's a pretty good start to the franchise. It was a pretty good start for the franchise. It's still rewatchable to this day. Actually, no, it goes A tier. Yeah. We are rounding out our B tier with this. Not really else I think I want to put in the B tier. So everything else is either going to be A or S, A tier or S tier. So yeah. New Hope is a very fun movie to watch. Still watchable to this day. It kickstarted the franchise very well. it's still become a popular movie. It's still referenced to this day. It introduced Obi-Wan, Luke, basically every character that would become important for nearly every character that being important for this franchise. And it has some good moments. That's basically all I can say for New Hope. That hasn't already been said, and I just moved something there. That hasn't already been said. Everything else for A tier? The Clone War. Actually, no. I lied. Our B tier still has one entry. The Bad Batch. But it's gonna go at like top of B tier. The main reason the Bad Batch is at B tier, not A tier. Actually, it's a more B A tier. But the main reason it's at B tier is filler. There are too many filler episodes in this show. The show itself is amazing. The character development is covered really well. But I feel the main gripe I have about it is there's too much filler. Episodes like Faster or that one treasure hunting episode, all are just filler. They're not important. We could take those out and the story would still flow fine, but it'd be way shorter. It's made Crosshair. This show has also made Crosshair one of my favorite members of the Bad Batch, of how his character is handled. And it's a pretty fun show. The animation is great. And that there's so much I want to say. And I feel Tech's death still hurts. I liked Tech as a character. I was really sad to see him go. But I hope we get to see him again in like flashbacks. I just don't want him brought back normally. Not because he's a bad character. By no means is he a bad character. It's just for the story to progress, Tech needs to stay dead. That's all I have to say about the Bad Batch. Now moving on to A tier. The rest of the A tier. We're putting Tales of the Jedi there. In A tier. It handles the story of Dooku really well. An Ahsoka story, parts of Ahsoka story were handled pretty well. What else do I have to say here? Going into more on Yaddle, a character that really is pushed aside. We only get to see her in like comics and stuff in that one appearance in the Phantom Menace, but explaining what happened to her after the Phantom Menace is pretty interesting, which sadly she is no more. She is killed. Dead. Dead as a doornail. Yeah. Yaddle's dead. But yeah, that's all I'd say about Tales of the Jedi. I can't wait till they make a season 2. I know they are making a season 2, but I can't wait till that comes out. So we have more to talk about this show. So that's something to look forward to. Anything else? Oh yeah, Return of the Jedi. Another A tier. Probably top of A tier at this point. Yeah, Return of the Jedi, also another one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I feel it hasn't really. It actually has some really good moments. I don't know why I'm saying it hasn't really. It's really fun to watch. The Ewoks are little savage. They're introduced, and my gosh, it establishes them as little savages. Like, these things know how to fight. And that's pretty interesting, seeing this teddy bear of CBCs go full out on the Empire and, like, whack them down with just logs, showing how incompetent the Empire really is. But yeah, the final fight with Luke and Vader was really fun. Vader's like brief moment of redemption was also really great to watch. It shows off really how I was gonna say it shows off how really evil Palpatine is, but yeah, again, the entire series kind of does that, showing off how evil Palpatine is. But yeah, Return of the Jedi, it's great. And that beginning scene was great too. Like that was a pretty great scene. Rest of the A tier, we have The Force Unleashed. Thought I forgot about it. Well, I did until I saw it. Yeah, I did forget about it until I see it. A tier. Force Unleashed, the gameplay is real fun. The customization is real fun. It introduced us to the unstable Kyber Crystal, which, excuse me, unstable Kyber crystals, which would then be used for Kylo Ren's lightsaber throughout the sequel trilogy. It also first introduces to the black Kyber crystal, the black lightsaber, which would of course become the only known black lightsaber in canon is the darksaber. But the main character, Starkiller, the guy which I named this channel off of, one of my favorite characters in Star Wars because of how OP he is. This guy right here, he's a menace. This guy has Force Lightning, the Force Repulse ability, which he can combine with lightning to utterly obliterate stormtroopers. And yeah, he's just epic. But I wish his story was handled a little better. Like story wise, he's pretty B tier story. I mean, it does have some interesting characters like Captain Juno Eclipse and Proxy. And it does also have some good moments, like him utterly going in on Vader. Like, this guy just beat the crap out of him before getting electrocuted. But, yeah, it was fun. I played through this game like 3 or 4 times at this point. I know I said 2 or 3 at the beginning, but I probably played through it 3 or 4 times. So, yeah, it's an amazing game, and I like it. And the combat and the fact how you can just kick everyone's butt is epic. Another A tier, Jedi Fallen Order. Nope, shoot. I am messing up here. Jedi Fallen Order, put it above The Force Unleashed. I've completed Jedi Fallen Order only once, but it's still very fun. Now, I do hear a lot of people in the fandom call it Star Wars Dark Souls, which it is. I'm just gonna say it is Star Wars Dark Souls in its difficulty. I've died a whole lot, but it's fun. Compared to The Force Unleashed, it has a more grounded combat system instead of you flipping all over the place and just going full offensive. The Fallen Order is kind of more focused on a defense parry system. I mean, you can go full offensive, but it's sometimes best just to go parry to parry. But it's still fun. I do have some gripes about it though. There's no fast travel, which I have heard that they have fast travel in Fallen Order, which I haven't played yet, so I can't really rank Fallen Order. But I've heard it's really good too. I overshot. The customization in this game is also really spot on. You can customize your lightsaber completely and not just the color like in Force Unleashed. Yeah, the color, the multiple different lightsaber colors is really good. It reintroducing the pink lightsaber, which hopefully we get to see a character with a pink lightsaber. But it introduced also other colors like it also reintroduced orange into canon, which is pretty interesting because we haven't really seen a person with an orange lightsaber in canon. But yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. That's all I can say about it. And I just realized how long this video is gonna be. Like, I get that I'm tackling like a lot here. Okay. We still have a lot to work with too. This might be an hour-long video. A tier. I'm pretty sure like most of these can go to A tier. Um, this one, Lego Force Awakens, also going into A tier. Unlike the movie, story wise, this isn't really much. Actually, no, I think I'll put it in B tier. Story wise, of course, it's the same story as the first Force Force Awakens. So, not really the best, but Lego Force Awakens is pretty fun gameplay wise. Has pretty interesting gameplay. It introduced the shootouts, many mechanics that would be used in the in Skywalker Saga, right here, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, like the multi builds and the shootouts and the dogfights. And the dogfights in this game are really fun. I really enjoyed doing space combat in this game. Really fun. The extra level you get to play as well, by getting gold bricks, really fun as well. Really liked them. The multiple different characters as well. The characters were really fun as well. There's a lot of this game that I consider fun, but I wish the open world was a little better. There's not really much to the open world of this game. There's like a bunch of planets and you can only explore like a few of them. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Lego Force Awakens. Everything else I could put in A tier. Yeah, Star Wars Rebels, putting in A tier. Yeah, A tier Star Wars Rebels. So Star Wars Rebels, the first season, half of the second season are probably the worst bits about this, but the rest of it, I feel like that's why it's here in A tier. It provides a lot of character for Ahsoka. It really shows Ahsoka in the spotlight in like the best of her character. The characters like Kanan has probably become one of my favorite characters, especially around season 3 and 4. After he was blinded, he really becomes a fascinating and fun character, a really nice character. It provides a little more history for the Mandalorians, exploring the history of the Darksaber, and providing a little more hinting at Beskar Alloy, which it really isn't named, but yeah. Oof. Sorry, I had to crack my neck. Ezra is also really an interesting character, and it has like a lot of good characters. Hondo in the show, also Hondo, he's such an amazing character. I want to see more of him, because we know he's not dead, and I want to see like a lot more of him because he's just a fun character. The ending, it also reintroduced Thrawn, which from what I heard he was first introduced in Legends, but reintroduced, but when Legends was decanonized, but when the entire Legends timeline was decanonized and replaced with the Disney timeline, which is still being built up, Thrawn was reintroduced in this one as well, and he is still very intimidating. Like, this guy is scary. He doesn't look scary. Well, he does look scary, those red eyes. But yeah, he's scary. Alright, that's all I have to say about Star Wars Rebels. Also, yeah, I hope also some more. I'd like to see more of Rebels callbacks in Ahsoka. I don't know why, but I think that'd be cool. Yep, kind of Ahsoka show. Mandalorian. Mandalorian's B tier. Not B tier, A tier. Again, more modern. Excuse me. More modern Mandalorian would probably be a BA tier, especially season 3 being kind of just to milk the franchise. But The Mandalorian, again, is still a fun show. It's an amazing show. provides a little more history on a lot more history on the Mandalorians. Uh, it has Luke. It introduced Baby Yoda the now becoming me a prime source of merchandise and memes, and still a fun character. It introduced some characters I'd like to see more of. Cara Dune, which I do know, like there was some drama between her actor Cara Dune and Disney, which is sad because I like Cara Dune as a character. I really thought I wanted to see more of her. But it had some interesting characters. Din Djarin, also very nice. Reintroduced Boba Fett and showing a little more on how he's and showing him being an apps kicking everyone's butt as always. But yeah, Mandalorian, very nice show. That's all I have to say about it, for sake of time. The Clone Wars 2D. 2D Clone Wars. A tier. Top of A tier. It is a very fun thing. It's so epic. Actually, I'm gonna put it right there. It's very fun, very epic. Yeah. 2D Clone Wars is so dang fun to watch. I mean, it introduced Cody, and it kind of bridged the timeline between episodes 2 and 3. I'm sorry, I keep yawning. Which the other Clone Wars did, but this is this is for Legends, and wait. Did I move it somewhere? I think I moved it. Wait. Did I move it? Oh, no, I moved Tales of the Jedi to S. There. It has a lot of great moments. I can't really say much for story as well. It's kind of hard to say the story, seeing how most of this show is silent. So yeah, 2D Clone Wars is very fun. We only have a little more left. I think that's all for the A tier. That's all for the A tier. Now on to S tier. Andor. Andor, my second favorite Star Wars show now. Andor. Where is it? There it is. Climb its way up here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna move Bad Batch to A tier. There. Yeah, I'm moving Bad Batch to A tier, but I changed my mind, and this needs to say an A tier. Andor. It's a very fun show. It's a lot more grittier than other Star Wars shows. I've noticed that it's being a lot grittier than the other Star Wars shows. But it has a lot of great arcs. The prison arc, the final arc with the whole with all the stories it's trying to tell coming together slightly, but kind of coming together. It's starting Cassian Andor's journey to the rebellion and providing. And it's just a fun show. There's really not much I can say about it that hasn't already been said. So if you want to know more about this show, just look up Andor reviews, and you can see a lot of reasons why this show is so great. Skywalker Saga, of course, is going to S tier. Probably one of the best Lego games ever. There's been a lot of Lego games over the years, of course, but Skywalker Saga is great. It all the episodes are really fun to play, even the ones for the movies that are kind of meh. But the open world is great. I love the open world. The amount of characters we can play, really fun. The amount of characters and ships we have, of course, really fun. I've already mentioned that. What else can I say about this? The skill trees are kind of okay. Skill trees are okay. But yeah, there's not really much I can say about this that also hasn't already been said. But it's great. It's fun. I need to play it again. But Lego Skywalker Saga, great. Okay. Star Wars The Clone Wars, also S tier. And I moved that out. Also S tier. Star Wars The Clone Wars is also an S tier thing. In fact, I'm gonna put it at the top of the S tier. Probably one of my favorite pieces of Star Wars media, and it won't let me there. Why won't it let me grab Andor? Wait. Okay, there we go. That aside, that dilemma aside, yeah, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It was it was fun. It was amazing. Um, it's just very fun. Okay, there's a lot about this show I can say. Um, it introduces Ahsoka, and it kind of builds off Ahsoka into a better character. It builds off Anakin into a better character, if I can speak, and shows him the side of Anakin that Obi-Wan talks about in A New Hope, as prequel Anakin is just kind of the opposite sometimes. But it shows the side of Anakin that Obi-Wan was talking about in A New Hope. Good friend, great warrior, great pilot, everything about him. It introduces Rex. Well, I guess the movie introduced Rex, but this also provides Rex as being a great character. It reintroduced Darth Maul and also made him into a great character. There's a lot of great moments I could talk about this show. The Umbara arc, all of the good parts I could talk about also have videos. People also had people make videos on it. So if you want to know more about it, check their videos out because I didn't make any videos about that. um, the Umbara arc, the Mandalore arc, the Darth Maul stuff. It's all great and it's all fun. And for sake of time, that's all I can say about it. Okay, the last three are gonna be quick here. Empire Strikes Back, also S tier. It was a really fun movie. The Battle of Hoth and Cloud City. The Cloud City scenes are really what drive this movie to be great. I like it. I enjoy it. It's probably one of my most watched the Star Wars movie I watched the most, compared to one other that I'll get to in just a little bit. But it's fun. It introduced Yoda, officially introduced Yoda, and it was just fun. It was fun. It was great. Of course, we can't skip the "I am your father" thing. I'm sure. And whenever this movie released, I forget when this movie released, like 1981. I'm gonna say, I might be wrong. Um, yeah, it's fun. And I'm sure that real shocked audiences around the world. Uh, Complete Saga, absolutely the Lego game. The Lego game. I'm pretty sure when most of you guys hear Lego game, you think of this. This was one of the games I'm sure everyone has played when they were a kid. It was fun. It's fun. It's kind of nostalgic. I know I'm kind of young to be saying nostalgic, but playing it again after finding my Wii broken down and playing it again for the first time in like 6 years was kind of fun. Forgetting how good this game actually is. It's fun. Like, there's not really much I can say about it that also hasn't been said. There's nothing I can say about the S tier stuff that hasn't already been said by other YouTubers and critics. So yeah. And that leaves the last item on our list to be Revenge of the Sith, which is of course going to S tier. Right there. Right there. Again, Revenge of the Sith, probably one of my favorite Star Wars movies. It has a lot of epic scenes, a lot of sad scenes like Order 66, Anakin's march on the temple. It's also been the volley for many, many memes, including "I have the high ground, hello there." The hello there meme, "I have the high ground, this is where the fun begins." Fine addition to my collection. I am the Senate. It's just a fun movie. It's a fun movie. It's great. I like it. I've watched it probably the most out of every Star Wars movie. I think it's a mix between that one and Rogue One that I've watched the most, and Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, that's but it's fun. It's a fun movie. But yeah, for sake of time, that's all I can talk about because I don't want to make this too long, and it's already probably going to be an hour by the time I get done with it. But yeah, this is my tier list. Let me know if you guys agree with my picks. Gonna save it, download. Oh, I have a profile. Oh, yeah, but let me know if you guys agree with my picks. Let me know down in the comments how you would rank this, and I might make a part 2 of this, which would probably be a lot longer. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out my other videos, check out my friend Sparks Gamer. I'll link his channel in the description, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.